Good afternoon, Poe fans. This is Carmen Bolden, one of the Poe-tastic 2, and I thought I would bring you a little something that relates to this very day in history, but in 1963, when the first beach movie that Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon made hit the screen, called Beach Party. You may wonder, why in the world would I bring up a beach movie for Edgar Allan Poe? Well, coincidentally, Vincent Price plays the character Big Daddy, who is pretty much asleep the whole movie, and if you really didn't know he was in it, you wouldn't know it until the very end. After the credits, he wakes up and he yells out, "The pit! Bring me my pendulum, kiddies! I feel like swinging." Then it cuts to a picture of a palace or castle on a beach and says that he is going to be appearing in a movie called The Haunted Palace later on that year, 1963. Well, interestingly enough, this is a Roger Corman film, that one of the 8 that he created based around Edgar Allan Poe's works. And The Haunted Palace is a story based on H.P. Lovecraft's story, The Case of Charles Dexter Ward, included with Poe's poem or ballad, The Haunted Palace. Poe originally wrote The Haunted Palace as a story paralleling what was going on in the fall of the House of Usher. The narrator is reading this to the character of Roderick towards the end. And what's very interesting about that is that it creates some of the surrealism that Poe famously used within the story, The Fall of the House of Usher. And so it's very interesting how all of these things kind of connect back together. One of the other things for me that was very surreal was the other night I decided to watch The Haunted Palace because I'm going through watching all of the Vincent Price movies as when I can, as well as all of the Poe films. Well, after that, I kind of wanted a more lighter movie, and so I decided, you know what, I love the beach movies and things like that, so I'm going to go ahead and start watching them in order. And I'd seen most of them before, so I pulled up Beach Party. And I kind of remembered that I thought Vincent Price was in it, but I did not realize until the very end, when they showed that he was going to be in the Haunted Palace later, that this was all how this all connected together. And I thought this was just really, again, surreal, coincidental, some might say ironic, and I just thought this was a very interesting little thing. And so I just wanted to bring you this little tidbit of information because of Beach Party coming out on this day in 1963, and to share my experience with you. Both movies are fun. Well, I would say Beach Party is fun. The Haunted Palace is very creepy and macabre and very Poe-esque, very Lovecraft-esque, and highly recommend both. So thanks so much for listening and watching, and I am Poe out.